I was
But
very determined to get
okay.
better.
Besides the sleeping, how do you feel? Any withdrawal?
No withdrawal, just like the physical pain is really bad.
Okay, of
And
course.
the
That's and
physical pain and the
that's normal.
sleeping.
That you gotta be expecting, right?
Yeah, I know you said like the opiates are coming out of my spine, but
It's not
it's my
coming. It's
arms,
like
my
the
legs.
residual of the opiates
Well, do you think
basically
it has
gets.
anything to do with, all the pain conditions that I came here with? Like, I feel like I'm feeling them more than I've ever felt
Okay,
them in
you
my
have
life.
what you have right now is basically the pain from the heroin leaving your body. How much heroin did you take?
I was on oxycodone and
80
oxycontin.
milligrams and 30 milligrams,
Every
God
day I
knows.
took about like 300 milligrams.
I want to tell you this one thing. You look fantastic, healthy, and beautiful. And I want to, for everybody in this world to understand, it's curing basically a trigger that gets your own body to cure itself. And obviously, when your body is curing itself, it hurts. It's like an operation. The reason you have pain because it's curing you. It's like
Right.
operation. After operation, you hurt, right? Maybe the drug companies want people to think that Ibogaine is only for addiction.
They do.
And what happened to you? Both of you had a very high blood pressures,
Very
right?
high blood pressure. Since I've been here, I've had normal readings.
What were you taking?
What was I taking? So that's called Boost Bar, and it's used for anxiety. It's not a benzo,
And
so it's
the
supposed to
amazing
be a
thing is,
safer
one of the
alternative.
side effects is anxiety.
That makes no
And
sense.
you know what? All the signs that they told you you had, what problem you had?
Physically or mentally or
If
all of the
no
above.
physical, the hormones. But
Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, severe spinal problems, arthritis, degenerative disc disease, polycystic ovarian syndrome, um, panic and anxiety
and that's
disorder,
exactly the side
depression,
effect of that drug. Okay, so
candida, systemic candida was another one.
well, candida is nothing to do with that drug, but
Thankfully, that drug I haven't even been taking that one a month. That's a new one.
okay,
Well,
go ahead. Say it
okay.
again.
So I watched a lot of videos online for years on Ibogaine, read all kinds of stuff, testimonials. Everything I came across made it sound like it was at least as strong and crazy as ayahuasca. And ayahuasca terrifies me. I did it too much. Coming here, it's nothing like that. I was never afraid once. There was no fear
There
involved.
is no hallucination.
No
It's not
hallucination.
the
There's
BS
some
that they're making up.
perception, but it was a surgery. That's what it felt like was I was having a surgery. But no, there was never a point I went into like panic or fear. Nothing like that came up. And so if anybody is watching this and is scared to come because they think they're going to just like trip out and go out of their mind, it's absolutely nothing like that.
Thank you.
I've had chronic pain, severe chronic pain since 2009. My whole body hurts me and it moves throughout my body. So pretty much my back hurts all the time. My neck and my shoulders hurt all the time, but it'll shoot down my arms and down my legs.
Do you feel a lot of depression?
A lot of depression.
Okay.
But I've been bedridden for many years. That's part of it.
Okay. The joints. Do you have joint pains?
A lot of joint pain in my knees. And now the arthritis is starting in my hands, my knees, my spine.
Okay. You said something about migraines.
Yes, like headaches, and then so it will get into migraine mode if I don't take my medicine.
Okay. The migraine started when?
Oh, I probably about the same time as like all the chronic pain kind of started together. I've been in pain 24/7.
The stress is from the pain?
I think before I got the sickness, I had the beginnings of chronic fatigue. because I would work really hard and I would just go home and collapse.
Okay, so
And
you have
I
they're under a lot of pressure and stress. Okay, and that's what
That
causes
makes
the
sense.
chronic.
Yes, but
Okay,
you've had depression
is
since
that
you were a
true,
child.
Mama?
Yes, but she's had depression. If I understand your question, she has struggled with depression since she was a child.
Okay, I understand.
And I think a really important thing to tell them is about when I was put on the antidepressants when I was 14 and 23, and I had 2 suicide attempts.
What kind of antidepressant?
Lithium, Prozac, Haldol, Wellbutrin.
Altogether?
No,
Intermittently.
like when I was 14, I was put on like 4 different meds in the beginning. And then when I was 23, I was on about 4 different other meds.
But she didn't ever take them continuously all that time. You know, it was
But
intermittently.
yeah, when I would take them, I would get suicidal. So twice I tried to kill myself. I took all my antidepressants.
I understand. Then your
So
mother.
I was in a coma for a while, and they said, I was gonna die, and that eventually they said I would be a vegetable. And what my mom and I think is that what happened with the second suicide attempt is obviously I got up and I walked and I talked, and so they just let me go from the hospital. But I think the pain centers in my brain were damaged, and they call it fibromyalgia. But
How
I'm
did
just
you, how did you try
hyper.
to commit suicide?
Why?
How?
I took all my antidepressants.
She took a bottle of Wellbutrin and I forgot what else.
Whatever they had
Seroquel.
prescribed me, yeah, Seroquel.
Okay.
I can't remember, but it was all these
So
antidepressants.
you're taking oxycodone, right?
Right.
And you're taking what other medicine?
Oxycodone. I take Klonopin. I take Mobic, which is not a narcotic. I take Fiorinol for migraines, which isn't technically a narcotic, but I think it. What is it? I don't know. It's migraine medicine.
We know what it is. Okay.
I have trazodone, but I don't take it because it doesn't help me sleep. I have severe insomnia. That's another big issue. Mobic, did I say Mobic? Which is just a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory for when the Oxycontin and Oxycodone aren't working well enough. So my doctor did some tests on my brain, and he found out that the MU receptors in my brain were damaged, probably because of my suicide attempt. So I don't get the normal benefits of taking painkillers as a normal person would get. Like, I've never had euphoria from them. I take 3 of the Oxycontin and 4 of the Oxycodone.
How many milligrams each?
80 and 30. So like the strongest. And I've never gotten sufficient pain relief. And my doctor has done a lot of tests.
If you have really chronic fatigue syndrome, the oxycontin never will get you high.
Yeah, is that right?
Because that's the opposite. It really makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.